What's planned for the day?
Empty Esky.
What's Empty Esky?
So Empty Esky is a campaign that we launched in response to the bushfire crisis at the start of 2020. We noticed a lot of businesses had lost their summer foot traffic as a result of the fires, and we really wanted to find a way to support them. So we launched a campaign to encourage Australians to grab their Empty Esky and visit bushfire-affected towns and fill it up with local goodies.
We were really shocked by all the devastation that we were seeing going around Australia, all the pictures that were coming up on social media. It was quite a negative thing to see the whole thing, and we wanted to do something that had a positive impact and give people a silver lining, and the Empty Esky campaign provided an opportunity for people to help in their own way, to be able to help with the recovery. There was a $4.5 billion loss in the economy just over that summer period, so it's really important that these regional towns get that tourism back.
Absolutely. Well, Anglesea's not far from Melbourne at all, so it's so easy just to one weekend, jump in a car, grab some mates, get your esky, come down here, go to the beach, discover all the local cafes. There's so much to do down here. So definitely the Empty Esky concept works.
Yeah, the concept can be applied anywhere you go. It's always about supporting small businesses, local businesses, and just having a great time on the road and celebrating what we have in Australia.
The girls sure have come up with a wonderful idea. Now, Jacko and I wanted to see it in action in Anglesea. Also, any excuse to go shopping.
Hey guys, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, good, you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming down. I'm Jackson, nice to meet
Erin.
you. Erin, Eleanor, how you doing?
Hey, girls.
Hey, how are you?
Well, thank you yourselves.
Good.
That's good. Thank you. Nice to meet you too. And thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. We're excited to see how the Empty Esky concept works and everything like that. And I'm not sure if you've been filled in, but we're going to be checking basically out the main strip, a few shops, a few retail. Don't go too crazy. And then from there, we're going to be heading to a winery, brewery, and a gin distillery.
Erin loves gin. So
Love gin, so let's go.
it's all good.
In the right place.
No, well, thanks for having us. We're super keen to fill up our eskies
Yeah.
and explore Anglesea.
Pleasure.
Awesome. Also, you know, so far from our experience, it's been such a great
There's heaps
place
to
to go.
do, so yeah, it's going to be excellent. They'll be full in no time, don't worry.
Yeah. So I reckon from here, like, if you want to follow us.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Easy.
Awesome.
Sounds
Head down
good.
the strip.
Let's go.
Yeah, guys.
Cheers.
Jacko and I are setting out to experience the town of Anglesea. We're checking out what the town has to offer, plus meeting some of the town's small business owners to hear their stories and how the situation of COVID has impacted them. Not only that, there have been a few surprising faces that have helped us along the journey. This is the Great Anglesea Sleepover. We grabbed our eskies and headed down to the Anglesea shopping village, which is only a minute drive from the Anglesea River. In the village, there are an array of clothing and gift shops, all with great items to purchase. And you'll definitely find something that fits your taste, even if you don't know what you're after. To kick us off, there was a shop called Sundagara, which is a great place to grab some fun pieces and souvenirs to remember Anglesea by.
How are you?
We knew that some of these items were essential for our day of fun.
Yeah, it's annoying that the two tall look are actually for a while.
Oh, can't take you anywhere.
No.
After, it was directly across from here to Frangipanis, which is more of a boutique gift shop to buy some fantastic kitchenware or heartwarming presents for friends and family. We were realising very quickly that it was a good thing having the girls there to help us. And, after not being too impressed initially, we then dived into the clothing stores. First up was Guns N' Roses. This little gem of a shop has a wide range of exquisite pieces, and is definitely a place from accessories or sunnies. Erin and Jacko couldn't help themselves in that department. And I think Jacko and I were finally starting to get the hang of it.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Janice.
For a fabulous inventory of classy, laid-back lifestyle looks, you can't go past Armada. It also happens to be the only place in Anglesea to stock male clothing. And after treating ourselves to a few more items here, we headed out of the village to check out Poppy's Cafe and Nursery.
This place provides a lovely opportunity to not only purchase locally sourced groceries, but also enjoy a lovely meal whilst being surrounded in such serenity. And of course, there was another gift shop to continue adding more items to our eskies. Natalia, the owner, was kind enough to show us through and give us tips on some awesome local items to buy.
So I've got the Surf Coast candles, locally made in Torquay. Beautiful different flavours there. The fragrances down here. Then we've got the From Earth. Unfortunately, this is our last one left, but we've got some bath salts here, so they're nice and popular. If we move over here, we've got a lot of local cards. So this is Torquay tags, another designed and printed in Torquay as well. This one's Amanda Carson. Another lady paints these, designs them, and then replicates them. So we've got all different designs there. Your little gift tags, and then Torquay Tags does these as well. And yeah, lots of options.
After loading our Eskies up a little more and having a little play, it was time to finally hit the road for the Belgrave Estate Winery. Belgrave Estate has a beautiful big landscape and is in one of the most prominent areas for vine growing in all of Australia. It has a beautiful setting for functions and tastings, and of course a lovely selection of their own range of vinos. The owner of 20 years, Richard, took us for a lovely stroll through the vineyard to tell us some more about the property.
So these are the Sauvignon Blanc vines. They're 20 years old. So this is the smallest of the vineyards. But Sauvignon Blanc up here, very vigorous. The main vineyards are in the valley where we've got Shiraz, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. So they're the 4 grape varieties that we grow here. And they all do well, Pinot Noir especially, which makes up about half of our production. So that's what we grow the most of, and that's where the demand is. So, and that's what the climate's perfect for, which is fantastic. But this area here, basically between here and Geelong, in the 1850s, 60s, 70s and 80s, one of the biggest grape growing areas of Australia. Supplied the gold rush in Melbourne in those days, but settled by Swiss and French settlers. The plots were too small, and they couldn't compete with the Yarra Valley and some of the other big vineyard areas. So it all went back to sheep country until the one down the bottom in 1999 and this one in 2002. So we've replanted in the same area, which is really exciting. But the link with the surf coast, obviously, we've got Bells Beach 3 or 4 k's that way, and just a great climate for it. Summer, obviously, it's packed down here with surfers and things like that, so we've got good traffic. But a wonderful place to be.
Beautiful. And the wine, this one here.
We got a spot for. These guys are having a glass of it right now. They're loving it.
Very
You've got
good.
the Pinot Noir there.
Not for long.
So no, well, that's the link with the longboard, with the surf coast, and obviously with our Belgrave wines named after all the surf breaks as well. So no, we try and link very closely with the surfing lifestyle down here as well.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you for letting us come and check it out.
No, it's a pleasure. And you put on a beautiful day for it too.
Yeah.
Before heading off, Richard treated us to some of their spectacular tasting platters, which certainly went down well with the longboard wine. This was turning out to be a fantastic day, as there's not much better than hanging out with great company, having locally sourced wine, whilst being surrounded by beautiful nature.
We'll grab them on the way back. We definitely want to grab some wine.
That's delicious, by the way.
After adding one of the longboard Pinot Noir to our Esky, it was time to split up. Eleanor and I went down to check out the Blackmans Brewery.
And with me not being much of a gin drinker and Erin loving it herself, we travelled the other way to have a chat with the owner at the local gin distillery to see if she could change that.
So I started the first Australian Distilled Spirits competition when I worked for the Agriculture Society. So I was exposed to the industry very early on when it was just starting in Australia.
Yeah.
And I've had a long history with the coast as well. My parents had a house further around at Moggs Creek. And I just ultimately wanted to be here with my family, living full time and being in a food business in some way, shape or form. And loved gin, had been exposed to gin, had the opportunity to start making it in Melbourne, which is where I'm still making it now, but soon to be making it in Torquay. Wow. And then opened this place. And this has just been a little hidden gem really. So it's a little bar, but it's also our tasting room, our home on the coast. Yeah, which has been really important for us. So
How did you create this?
yeah, so I've worked with another distiller and worked through the types of gins that I like. When someone said, when you're making gin, who do you make gin for? Ultimately, I made it for myself. I had to love it and be able to talk to it and have a story about what it is and why I created it. So for me, it was about making something that was using as much ingredient that I could from the coast and as much indigenous plants as well. So
Have a sip.
have
Might
a
have a
sip to
sip.
see whether it's something that you like.
All right.
Seeing how it's served in different ways.
Yeah, no, look, I'm converted. Gin's great. Gin's great.
Not hard.
It turns out I'm a fan of gin now, but I guess that was to be expected. Of course, before leaving, Erin and I took the opportunity to add one of the award-winning bottles to our Esky, and we were back on our way to visit Jacko and Eleanor, who were hanging out at the Blackmans Brewery.
At the Blackmans Brewery, Eleanor and I were filled in on their very own range of beers, which are all made here on site, and their locally sourced options that they also have on offer. Talking to Ren Blackman gave us great insight into their process and how they pride themselves on being a great place for family pub feeds and travellers just looking to pass through. With their takeaway option, we weren't leaving without a couple of their 4-packs for the road, of course, before regrouping with Mickey and Erin to recap for the day.
Welcome back, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Where have you been?
We were at the gin distillery.
After going through what we'd all purchased for the day, and maybe realising that a few items we bought might not have been that essential, then remembering some of the great business owners that we had met, we realised what a wonderful idea that these girls have come up with. An opportunity to give back and help small businesses regain what they have lost from the harshness of 2020. And in exchange, get to travel with some great friends and have some fun times. What a ball it's been with Eleanor and Erin. And we wish them and Empty Esky all the best on their venture for 2021.
What was it?
Well, we went. My sisters and I went to Bright because we had the Empty Esky campaign. So we thought, right, we'll get up there, take our Esky. Went for 4 days, ate in their restaurants, drank in their bars, and we hired bikes. We did the whole lot. Went out to the wineries, and then when we came back on Sunday, well, it was when the lockdown. Dan said it's time to go into lockdown. So it was like, oh my God, my town's going to be hit.
Yeah,
So it's really important.
yeah,
Shop local.
absolutely. And that's what we're hopefully now we're going to combine with Jacko and I. We might be sleeping more and more nights down here, and with the girls, Erin and Eleanor, it's looking like it's going to combine, and hopefully we can just get people back down here while it's all now starting to lift.
And to let people know they're welcome,
Exactly.
not stay away.
Yeah.
It's time to come back.
Beautiful. That was awesome.